Hey, Jamly. So, I look like a hot mess. I'm fine. I'm fine. Oh my gosh. I didn't think this would be so hard. So, we're saying goodbye to Barb today. Um, and it sounds so stupid. I know, like, people are gonna be like, what are you crying for? But this meant more to me than anything else. Like, I explained the purpose and why I got Barbara. And then, of course, she was more than was expected of her, you know? Like, I'd planned to get her all fixed up, do all this work for her, and take her on the road and travel and do all these awesome things, right? And then everything happened back in February, and then COVID happened, and then we got forced into moving in before she was ready. We poured so much money into her that it drained us completely. And I can't afford to continue repairing her. So we say goodbye today. And that's so stupid. I shouldn't cry about it, but this meant something for me. Like, this was supposed to be for healing. I can't explain, like, what my childhood was like. And the abuse, and the mental abuse, the physical abuse, the emotional abuse that I went through as a child. And to have something that I held on to through all of that. That was like my pushing light, and that was my foster family. That I wish that I had never had to leave. I wish I could have stayed with them for forever. And the Russos were the only family that we ever had, that I ever had, that made me feel like I was loved and that I was important and that I was meant to be here on the earth, you know? Like, they made you feel like you were supposed to be there. And so this project meant something for me. Like, they had this exact model RV. Hey, Kelly. And the amazing fun times we had traveling with them, going into Big Bear and stuff. Like, it meant something, you know what I mean? Like, it really meant something. And that's what I wanted to be able to do with this. I wanted to get her all finished, and I wanted to drive up to Big Bear and do an entire week or two camping trip in Big Bear, because I wanted that to be that wrap up, you know what I mean? Like, to finish her and drive this model of RV up there, and that be that, you know, that repairing of my soul. God, I know it's so stupid to cry over. I really do. Like, people are gonna be like, what are you crying for? But I honestly can't explain. Like, when I listed her yesterday, and as soon as I hit that listing button, it was like this flood of emotions hit me. And then when the guy messaged me this morning and said, you know, I really want to come look at it, I've got money in hand. And I told him, I said, well, she's not going to drive very far. Like, she's not going to drive very fast. I mean, you'll get her down the hill and stuff, but her transmission gets stuck in first gear. He goes, no, I'm not worried about that. You've done some pretty good groundwork on it, you know, and I'm interested. And then last night at 2 o'clock in the morning, another gentleman was like, I can send you the money right this minute. Like, I will send it to you right now, and I will come pick it up. I'm in Colorado. I'm going to get a tow he's got a big tow truck thing. He said, I'm going to get a big tow truck thing. I'm going to come down and I'll come down and pick it up. And I told him, I said, well, I already have somebody looking at it in the morning, but if they decide that they don't want it, then she's yours. And so he said, you call me immediately after they look at it, because if they don't want it, I'm going to pay you today, and I will be down to pick it up in a couple of days. And I knew right then, you know, like, she's sold. Whether the person that comes to see her in a couple hours takes her today, or the other guy, she's sold today. Like, she won't be mine anymore. And I'm out here just doing all her cleanup. Leaving all that for them, of course. I'm sitting on the couch, and I got to get this is all that's left in here of ours. That's it, is our, like, dishes and stuff. But all this needs to be wiped down. Everything's emptied out. Like, she's ready to go. And I don't know, it hurts my heart. Because I feel like I, like, slightly failed. I didn't get her finished, and we never made our trip. Hey, Shania. So, no, I know I'm not a failure, but I just feel like I failed at this. Because this meant something. And I guess, like, what I was saying to myself last night, while I was crying like a stupid blubbering baby, I said to myself last night, I said, you know, this project came out like everything else in your life. You got about halfway through it, and then it all fell apart. That's exactly what happened. Like everything else, you know. So that's what made me feel like, you know, what would I expect this? Oh, thank you, Leslie. Like, why would I expect this project to come out better than anything else I've ever done, you know? Like, well, other than parenting. Like, my kids are amazing humans, let's be real. I have two of the best humans on the planet. But this project, like, everything else that I try to do, like, something always gets in the damn way. And it's frustrating. I can't even explain to you guys. Like, we always show, like, the better, positive sides, you know, but the shit that goes on day to day, and, like, just when I think, you know, you start really climbing up and you're working hard. Like, I'm working 2 jobs right now, okay? 2. I'm not working 1 job, I'm working 2 jobs right now. One of them, I drive 550 miles for every week. That's a lot of miles, okay? But that aside, I'm busting my ass, and I still feel like I'm drowning. You know what I mean? Like, I still feel like I can't get my head above the water, no matter what I do. Like, I mean, I know that there's, like, that light. You know what I mean? Like, I can see it. It's right there. And I just, it's right there, and yet it's still so just out of reach. And it's frustrating. So, but my heart hurts about Barb. Like, I had so many plans with Barb. And none of that happened, you know? I'm gonna have to get if the other guy wants her today, I have to get the extension cord out to charge the battery. I've got bunny rabbits all over the place right now. There's just bunny rabbits everywhere. But yeah, when I was a kid, you guys, like, I can't even explain to you how bad the abuse was at home when we did get to live with my mom. She wasn't always physical. You know what I mean? Like, people don't understand that. Yeah, the physical stuff really fucking hurt. Let me tell you what. But that emotional stuff, you know, when your own mother says, "You guys are the reason my life is shit," or "Because you were born, my life is shit." Thank you. Thank you, Kelly. And when you're told that you're the reason your mother doesn't have a future, Kuzmas, thank you. I think that's how you say your name. I'm so sorry if I said your name wrong. But thank you. It's just, you know, the mental. Troy, hi Troy, thank you. But yeah, that mental torture of thinking that because you exist, you're the reason why somebody else is so miserable. Because you exist is the reason why they respond to you the way they do. Your existence alone is hated by the one person who brought you into it. And so, when you're a kid, that really messes with your head. When you're told that you're not supposed to exist. That because you do. Hi, Sammy. And because you do, you've made other people miserable. And so I've lived with that my whole life. You know. All right. Yeah, Kelly. And, you know, when my marriage failed, I thought, you know, it's because I exist, you know. If I didn't exist, he would have found somebody different and it would have worked for him. But because I existed, I got in the way. And then I thought, you know, I've never partnered back up with anybody again. Like, I've never gotten remarried. I have no plans to. Because I just don't want all that mess again, you know what I mean? Like, some people are like, don't give up, you know what I mean? Like, or that there's gonna be something out there that's for you. But when you don't believe that, like for me, even with therapy, I still don't believe that yet. Because everything else kind of proves me wrong, that, you know, or proves me right in the way that my existence gets in the way of everything else. So that's why shit goes wrong all the time. Because I'm not supposed to be in the way. And because I keep putting myself in the way and I keep, you know, deciding to do things or try to make things happen, things get, you know, they don't work out. Oh, it is, huh? Well, that's awesome. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you. Thank you, Sammy. But this project meant something for me. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Like, I think it sounds so stupid, and I know that there's so many other things in this world going on and so many more important things to be upset about, but it doesn't change my feelings. You know what I mean? Like, I never expected this project to have such deep-rooted meaning. Like, she has a lot of meaning. so much work. You know what I mean? Like, so much work went into this. I did. I put so much elbow grease and work into this project. I mean, let me tell you what, the flippin' plumbing in this thing was the bane of my existence. Okay, awesome. Safe travels. Thank you, Kelly. Just, I know that there's people out there who start projects for many reasons, right? Like, there's so many reasons to start a project. And so many people do certain things to follow a path, like a dream. You know what I mean? Like, they have these dreams and these aspirations, and they really hunker down and do it. And for me, I really, really wanted to get out there and travel and photograph and capture the world, you know, capture the world around me. Because I didn't get to do any of that. I didn't get to appreciate anything like that as a child. Other than when we were with the Russos, and they meant something. Like, the Russos meant something. And I wish that I knew where they were now, and I wish I could tell them, thank you. No, we've already sold her. And right now, financially, this is like the last piece. Like, I get her sold, we'll finally be completely caught up on everything. Completely. Like, I can't even explain it. Like, we're gonna be so caught up finally that I'll have money back in my savings, which I need to have. Like, I need to have that. Like, that's my little nest egg. That's my little thing to fall back on if something like what happened at the beginning of COVID happens again, you know? And every dime I had went into fixing Barb, so that we could sustain ourselves, have something livable. She was barely livable, you guys. But yeah, it drained my pockets. I don't financially have the money to do that, to continue keeping her and trying to put more money into her. We got her sold today. They'll be coming. The first person is coming to look up at her. Either way, she's sold today. I'm okay, Liza. It's a rough day for me. Like, it's a rough day saying goodbye to something that meant so much. Saying goodbye to Barb. And I can't even imagine what I'm gonna feel like when one of two things is gonna happen. Either the guy that's coming today is gonna drive off this lot with her, or the guy that is gonna end up, if this guy doesn't drive off the lot with her today, another gentleman will be here on Tuesday to tow her out of here. So she's sold. Oh, okay. Well, I hope everything goes okay, Sam. But I know it's for the better, because we're also this week, tomorrow, Monday, I'm going to be looking at a few houses closer to where I'm working, so I'm not driving so far. But I'm buying, we're not renting. I'm going to be buying a house. And I'm nervous about that whole process. Yeah, so I'm sitting in here because we're cleaning her out, getting everything all cleaned up, and appreciating her, you know. So we didn't get to do what we wanted. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't get to take her where I wanted her. I didn't get to finish her flooring. I never even got to put her actual paint on. Because it's kind of hard to paint inside of something like this when everything is in it. So I never got to do her paint. She's only primered. Never got to put new tanks in. Never got to do the hot water line, which that's going to be crazy. She needs a new solenoid for the refrigerator, so the refrigerator will work. Oh, okay. Hi, Jeff. Absolutely. Absolutely, Jeff. I think just for me, the reality of the whole thing, and kind of like that moment where you realize like this project meant to me, like getting her done and whatnot, was that healing process. You know, I wanted to, and the more work I did in here, the more it was like accepting of a lot of the things that happened, the things that I definitely can't change. You know, you can't go back in your childhood and change anything. All you could do is take those experiences and see that they don't repeat. You take those experiences and you learn from them in hindsight. Yeah, Jeff. So, because little by little she was coming together, you know, and I could see that flourishing, that growth, that renewal. And that's what I wanted to feel. I wanted that sense of repair, you know, like to repair it to just little pieces of my soul. So, oh, thank you, Jeff. So for me, that's our person trying to confirm our appointment. Hold on, guys. Oh, hi, Catherine. Nothing happened, hun. We're saying goodbye to Barb, and I'm a wreck because I'm a big baby about it. I didn't realize that I was going to be so overly attached to an RV. But I don't think it's just the RV. You know what I mean? Like, this whole project had such way deeper rooted meanings than or like seeding and roots than I even realized. I didn't realize that this project had rooted itself so deep within my being. So sitting here knowing that I'm gonna watch her leave and she's gone, you know, that's a lot for someone to take in. Every time I walk in here, even when she's unfinished, I would walk in here and I would just say, I could see this is gonna get put here, and I wanted this here, and I wanted this color here, and I walk in here and I can see the color scheme that's in my head. I can see the flooring when it's finished. I can see the whole bathroom, you know, cabinetry and everything all redone, because those were all the plans that I had for this. And to know that I'm going to say goodbye to that, I can't explain it, you guys. I can't, and I know it's so stupid. Like, I know people are going to be like, I can't believe she's crying over selling an RV. But it's more than that. And unless you've ever done a project that meant something like in your soul, you know, that meant something deep down, that was more than what visually is seen, like to everybody else. You know, when you're working on a project that means more to you internally than what everybody else would see it as, that can hit hard. It hits different. I literally battled with myself for the past month. Literally, I'm not even kidding, for an entire month. All the month of September, I battled with myself on whether or not I should sell it. So she's being sold. Let me go ahead and answer this guy real quick. I'm going to come right back, you guys. So hold on. Let's see if that works. Sorry, guys. It's nuts. I saw the work that went into Barb. Yeah, no. And see, that's what I was like. I have all this video footage, right? Like I filmed all this footage of the process, and I wanted to complete the process and put this entire wrap-up video of us heading to Big Bear, because that was the whole plan. And I wanted to have like this montage of the work being put in and all the progression, and then I wanted to put a camera up on the dash and a camera out on the front to film the RV of us heading to Big Bear, traveling into Big Bear, parking her up in Big Bear, hooking her up, and camping, and kicking off the vlogs like from there, like starting the vlogging process again from that moment. That was the plan. It would have been epic, you guys. It would have been epic. But like I said, sometimes I know, like for me, and maybe it'll come as the days go by, maybe this is like a sign, you know, that I need to cut away from holding on to, you know, my childhood, you know, where it's not something I can change. It is what it is. And sometimes you can only heal so much as you want to. Your body can do all this work and you still have scars. You know what I mean? Like, and boy, do I know. And so no matter how much you push to heal, there's going to always be scars. And maybe this incompletion is the scar, you know? Like, this is as far as she can go. This is as much as she's able to give you. I mean, these other people, the other two sets of people, the one guy from Colorado, this is what he does. This is what he does. He guts these out and he remodels them. The other guy that wants to look at it today, that's coming up today, he, on the other hand, this would be his first project. So he's very interested. So we'll see. All I know is that I want them to be kind to her, you know? But, you know, in a way, saying goodbye to her at this point is probably, it is the right thing to do. One, it's going to allow for two things. For me to be completely caught up with money back in my savings, which I need to do. And two, having her where she needs to, you know, saying goodbye to her will allow me to move forward with another project. And like they say in life, you got to keep moving forward. I can't move forward with Barbara anymore. Like, we just can't. But saying goodbye to her allows me the next step, which is to purchase our house. I'm actually really excited on the houses we're going to go see. I've already seen like the photographs and all that of them. I hope so. I know the guy in Colorado will. Like, he wants this. Like, he really is like, please, 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 you have to message me if they decide they don't want to take her. And so I said, but there's no way she's going to make it to Colorado. He goes, I'm going to tow her. I'm not going to drive her across. I'm going to tow her. And I was like, so you're willing to come towing? Like, you know that she needs a lot of work. He goes, I know. You're asking a great price for something that needs work. Like, he goes, but she's worth that much. Maybe a little bit more. But please. And I was like, okay. So this guy that's coming up today, he has his chance to get her today. If he doesn't take her today, she is being sold to the other person. So, and we'll be able to get everything finished up today, and then she'll be ready to go for the either one. Now, if the other guy decides he wants her today, we have to charge her battery. And then I'll have to tell him he's got to go down and get a can of gas. Because she's going to need a little more gas to get her down through town. But she's also going to need a little gas so we can drop some through the top here. Because, you know, as I've told you guys before, Barb's stubborn. She needs a little bit of push to get her going each time. And because she hasn't been running, it takes a little extra work. But yeah, it's a little more than... It hit me harder than I thought it would. Yeah, and it's not necessarily just house hunting. Like, we are definitely purchasing a house this time around. We've already got our pre-approval. We already have our set amount. I know exactly what I'm looking for. My realtor is amazing. She's the same lady that I work for. So what better way than to go through somebody you know is going to listen to the demand, like the requests you're making. She pulled together some great listings, like great listings. I told her exactly what I'm looking for. Unlike the other realtor that I went through, you guys, let me just say, you having, what's a moment? She was there when your life needed her. Yes, Sherry, I know. Oh, thank you, Jeffrey. But you guys, I went to a realtor, okay? This is how simple this was. I said I want a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. House, not manufactured home, not mobile. House. It needs to be an actual sound structure. It needs to have a garage on it. Doesn't need to be double car, but at least a garage where my car can park in it. At least a large truck. It needs to be fenced in. Preferably wooden fencing or brick wall, right? Preferably, but it needs to be fenced in either way. And I said it needs to stay under 200, like at 200,000 or below, right? Because you want wiggle room to do any upgrades or projects, right? So this lady sends me all these sets. This realtor sent me a bunch of a set of listings. Every single one of them was well over $50,000 above what I told her it needed to be. And she says, well, no, I mean, we can always negotiate down. I was like, there's no way anybody's negotiating 50 grand off of the price of their property. Right? Like, can we be real? So then she sends me a second set of listings. And they're all still well over what I told her. And so I was frustrated. And I said, you know what? Clearly, you're not listening. Don't ever, if you guys go to a dealership, if you go through a realtor, if you go through any kind of major purchase, if they are not listening to your bottom line, what your bottom line is, and they're just trying to push you past that, end it immediately. Like, end it. Don't negotiate with them. They're not there for your best interest. They're there to make a buck. They're there to make that, you know, whatever the word is, commission. But with my friend who also is who I've been doing work for, she's a realtor and she knows our situation and the things that we're doing and the work I'm doing and whatnot. And so she knows exactly what I'm trying to say. She also knows I'm going through the VA, so because you get your VA home loan when you're a military veteran or you are a military member, you can get a VA home loan when you're buying a house. And so she knows that that's the process I'm doing. And because she knows that, she knows exactly what I need to look at. So we've got some beautiful places, like two of them have my attention. One of them more so than the other, but there's two of them that, one, they're in the exact right location. Hey, Chris. And now I'm all boogered. But yeah, I just, she's so dusty. She needs to be dusted out. But I can't believe I'm saying goodbye to her. What you making for lunch? Hey, Chris. What are you making for lunch anyway? Well, if everything goes according to plan, Sarah and I will be actually going out to eat. By the way, you guys, I think yesterday was also really rough because of 2 reasons. Hold on, I gotta go throw this. I gotta go throw this away. It's a bunch of shavings. Quesadilla. Ooh, yum. Hold on, guys. Hello, Mr. Rooster. Right. That's exactly it too. Sherry, it's a chapter closing and a new one opening. So much work went into this. I mean, I spent hours. I remember live streaming with you guys, and I spent hours working on this. So a lot of my heart and my soul, some blood too, quite a bit of blood, and a lot of sweat went into this. Yeah. And it's not necessarily change. It's just, when you work at something so damn hard, when you're pushing for something so damn hard, and it does the exact same thing that everything else you've tried to work on in your life has done. And so it was like a big blow. It was a big blow, let me tell you what. When I went from, when you try things in life, like my marriage falling apart, my childhood being an absolute disaster, growing up being told and made to feel like your existence was a problem. The fact that you exist is a problem. Your existence alone ruins other people's lives. Growing up knowing that, growing up being taught that, growing up being told that over and over and over again. Because of you, my life is ruined. If you weren't born, I'd have my life would have been better. Yeah, those types of things. My neighbor over here is outside again, and she's hacking a lung out of her chest again. But having that told to you over and over and over, being physically beaten multiple times over and over again, being told to shut up, don't talk. If you were heard, you got hit. If you were hungry and you cried because you were hungry, you got hit. If you got caught sneaking into food because you were aching from hunger, you got whooped with a belt. Being woken up in the dead of night because someone, was angry about, I don't even know, honestly, to this day. I couldn't tell you what. I really hope so, Jeffrey. I can tell you he gave me 2 beautiful blessings in this world, and that's Taylor and Sarah. Like, seriously. Don't be yelling, Sherry! You're so Yeah, I definitely know that. Like, I know that now more than I did then. It was stuck. I know. I hear you. And that's the thing, is as I grew up and as I moved on, to being an adult, and then my marriage falling apart, I had vowed to myself, my kids would never, ever, ever know what it felt like to feel unwanted. They would never know that. Yes, they are. They really are. And I wish you could smell it. Oh. But I know that I had said my kids would never, ever feel unwanted or unloved or unimportant. Like, I tell them both daily, even when Taylor's busy, just how important he is to me and that I love him so much. And, you know, I do. I miss him. I miss him being home. He is a nail in my side. Let me tell you what. I love that boy. And he is my biggest headache, and he knows it. Um, but you know what? I'd never change that. I wouldn't. Thank you, Sammy. Yeah, I would never change that. Like, who he is what makes him so unique. The way he is, the headaches he gives me, the I want to, kid moments. I love him. And some people be like, what? As a parent, you can't really know until it's your own or one you're raising. Okay. Like whether you became a parent through birthing them, adopting them, I guess you'd say being blessed with them in some form or manner where you're the one that's their primary caregiver. You won't really understand that moment. Taylor is a very unique soul, and he marches to his own beat, right? His own drum. And he never plays by the rules, ever. He never has like a set goal in mind. He is a fly by the seat of your pants kind of guy who will take any opportunity as it shows itself. And even if he has no clue how to do it, he'll figure it out or attempt to. Yeah, exactly. Yes, and Sarah, that human right there. You couldn't ask in this world for anybody with a bigger heart. Like, wow, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. But she's got the biggest heart. Like, she can't handle seeing anybody else upset. She can't handle seeing anybody else not feeling good about themselves. Like, she calls me at work on the daily and is like, did you eat? Did you eat food? And if I tell her no, she's like, Mom, you have to eat. Like, she gets really upset with me if I'm not taking care of me in the way she feels I should be taking care of me. And, you know, she means the world to me. I can't even imagine what my life would have been like had I not been blessed with her. Your sister's losing her mind. So, like, her gentle soul, like the gentleness that is Sarah, and her absolute outstanding sense of humor. Like, this girl has the best sense of humor in the world. Taylor has a really dry sense of humor. Sarah has this belly rolling, belly laugh sense of humor. Yeah. Right, Jeffrey? Yeah, she's just got strength beyond measure. And she doesn't let any of that like knock her down. She's so brave. You know what I mean? Like, she's just got this bravery instilled in her, and I love that about her. Like, I absolutely love that about her. So I guess I probably should get the rest of this done since they're coming up here in just a little bit. My brain. Thank you guys for letting me have that therapeutic, bawl my eyes out, fall apart moment. That's the third one now. Since making the full-on decision to sell her. And it's been less than 24 hours. When I posted her yesterday, as soon as I hit that post button, like to share it to the newspaper and stuff, I immediately started crying. Had to pull myself together because I had customers coming in the store. And then I got home last night, and the other gentleman messaged me to ask about paying me so that he could come, so I wouldn't sell it to anybody else, and he would come down here and tow her out of here. And when he said that, like, it was an absolute, I'm buying it if somebody else doesn't, like, it's mine if somebody else doesn't buy it moment. And I just sat there bawling my eyes out, like, knowing that either way you slice the cake, she's being sold. Gladys Knight, that's what friends are for. Through good times and bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. Your mama, total opposite parents of yours. You're a rockin' saint to your babies. Hence why such positive, great little adults. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Thank you. Oh, man. Oh, thanks, Jeffrey. So, the good thing is, if everything progresses forward and we get moved into the new house, I'll finally be able to get my streaming setup done. I can't do it up here in the small place because, one, we don't have enough outlets. Two, there's just no space. And I can't really do my live streams. And that is going to be the other big thing that I'm going to be jumping into. Yeah, we'll do a duet. Telling her roommate test comes back negative and she's losing her mind. Yeah, I don't blame her. But yeah, this was a rough work week too, because our mayor, the state of Arizona, has decided to lift the mandatory mask mandate, right? So now it's up to other only places you're required to wear is doctor's offices, bars, and gyms. Is the only places you're required to wear a mask. Any other establishments, it's owner discretion. Well, the owner of our store, the one that I work for, owner discretion is you will wear a face mask. One, because a couple of the employees, myself included, have an autoimmune disease. So, having lupus and catching a cold, it doesn't bode well together. Thank you, Sherry. And Sammy, yeah, huh? But, like, I got cussed out. I got called a stupid bee. Then some guy decided to give me an entire speech, a whole speech, about his political rights, his religious rights, and the fact that 3 months ago he was in the store and the owner was there and the owner said he's not following some stupid mandate. But yet our door is posted with a big sign that says all masks will be required as of July 3rd. And that was actually before they made it an absolute mandate. Yeah, health isn't political. Exactly. It's not politics. So he started giving me this speech, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, first of all, I don't own the store, so I don't make the rules, right? I only work for the store, and I'm required to follow the rules to keep my job. Now, I'm not putting my job on the line when they look back at that videotape. And they say, hey, how come you had this person in your store with no mask on when our store policy is a mask is required? I'm not losing my job over that. And so I'm like, what are you yelling at me for? Like, and I told the guy, I said, I'm sorry. I'm just the messenger. Yeah, I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. I didn't make the rules. I'm just enforcing them. But even if I did make the rules and it was my store and I owned it, you'd be wearing a damn mask when you came inside of it. Just FYI. So, on that note, if you go into a store and on their door, oh, by the way, guys, please read doors upon entry. Like, People literally look at our, like, come in like they've never seen the sign on the door. Yeah, don't shoot the messenger. We have a massive sign that covers our door, right? I mean, it's huge. It's in your face. It's face level with you. When you come in, it says, no, we have it printed out in big. No shoes, no shirt, no mask, no ID, no entry, right? Is what it says. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just this big thing. And it says on there, like, for us, you cannot enter our store, one, without an ID in hand. Two, you need a face mask on. And people get mad because I asked if they have a face mask. Then they're like, they huff puff, they grab their face mask. And then they still don't have their ID out. And it says, please have ID ready to show upon entry. It says it right on the door. And it even says, please don't make me ask you. I have to ask every single person who walks through the door, you have your ID on you? Yeah, I hear you. People can be so frustrating. So, yeah. But it is what it is. And for me, anyway, I just worked there. But I think by yesterday, when the one guy blew up at me and called me the B word, called me a stupid B. That was the word. I was already done. He was like the last one on the line of people who had pushed my buttons the previous 2 days. And I just told him, I just stared at him. I said, you can get out of my store. And he goes, so you don't want my business? You don't want me to buy it? I said, get out of my store. No, I sell enough product. I don't need your purchase. It was funny. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, he ended up getting the nice asshole side of me. So, wow, I have like, that's 7 people now that all want to see Barb. But anyway, I'm going to go, guys, so that I can answer these people that have all messaged since we've been doing the live stream, because she's already pretty much sold to the second person. So I need to get this thing going so I can get this stuff out of here, because she's going to be being taken out of here either today or Tuesday. So you guys are fantastic. Thank you guys for listening to me vent and blubber like an idiot. Yeah. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome and amazing. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next live stream. And of course, as I pick up the vlogging camera, I picked it up the other day. We'll get there. Love you guys. Mwah. Jamli, you're the best.